This is a Chuki beat production.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Think Messiah. You see man like George. So today we're gonna do like a strength focused workout. Gonna start from deadlift, so you see what we're doing. We've gone up a lot since you last saw. If you follow my Insta, you would have seen. So make sure you follow my Insta. It's gonna be right there, right there. But anyway, yeah. So see you guys in a bit. So that was the plan, but essentially, the gym for our age only opens up until 6:30, and our workouts usually take quite a long time. So we didn't get the workout done, so I didn't have enough footage for a video. But as Bayesians say, every spoil is a style. So I thought I'd put all of the workout footage from, not all of it, but some of the workout footage from the last couple workouts. That's pretty much all of it from the last couple workouts I didn't get to finish, and compile them into this video just as a backdrop for me explaining how I added 130 pounds or 60 kilos to my deadlift in around 6 months. Yeah, about around 6 months. So realistically with this, it could have been a lot faster because I stagnated at about 140 kilos, which is 3 plates in when you're in England, because the plates are 20 kilos and the bar's 20 kilos, so 3 plates on each side. I kind of stagnated there. Partly I think because like that was a milestone that I wanted to get to, so once I got to it I was like, not like I've made it, because obviously I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but it's just like I didn't have as much motivation, I guess you could say, to kind of keep striving for the next goal. Yeah, so from about, what would you say, November up until, I don't know, January still, I was probably still at that 140 kilo mark. And because I got like injured and stuff quite a few times and sick quite a few times within that period. So this realistically could have been done in, I'd say, probably about 4 to 5 months. And I'm going to basically in this video just explain to you how I did it and all the tips that I can give you, my top tips for adding as much to your deadlift as possible. So tip number 1, be a noob. So what I mean by that is, if you're an advanced lifter, the likelihood that you're going to be able to add 130 pounds to your deadlift in a matter of months is very unlikely, because as you progress like this, the longer you train, the harder it is to push the next one. So it's kind of goes like that. So obviously I just come back to the gym at the beginning. I just come back to the gym after about a year off, so I was basically fresh. Like, you take a year off from the gym, you're basically fresh. So that 100 kilo deadlift, that was just me coming back to the gym. That was basically the strength I had, basically from taking almost a year off. So that's what I attribute a lot of it to, just the fact that I was new to training. It's easier to make gains on your lifts and just gains in general when you're early in your training career, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's the first thing. So if you're more advanced, the amount of progress is probably not going to be like as much. But if you're a beginner, you could definitely make even more progress than this. As I said, if I had been consistent and hadn't gotten as sick or as injured, I probably could have added at least 150 pounds, if not more, to it. not to the already 130, but in terms I would have been able to add, I probably would have been probably, I don't know, 10 kilos more than this right now. So, but either way, yeah, so that's tip number 1. So be a noob. If you're not a noob, you probably can't make as much of an increase in terms of your lifts. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2 is prioritize your training on the deadlift muscle groups and prioritize the lifts that are going to achieve the most hypertrophy specific to those muscle groups in a deadlift setting. So essentially what I mean by that is so the muscles that are working in a deadlift are mainly your back, so your lats, your lower lats, your traps, your hamstrings, your glutes. So choose movements that target those muscle groups that translate well to your deadlift. So I'll give you an example. I would perform a Yates row. I didn't get any footage of that, but Yates rows, obviously, they target your back, especially your lats and your lower back and a bit of your traps, and they have a good bit of carryover into your deadlift. So that was one of the that was one of the exercises that I did quite consistently, and as I saw increase on that, I also saw increase on my deadlift. So I went from doing like around maybe like 60 kilos on that to now doing like 90 kilos for reps. So, and then another movement that I would do a lot is hamstring curls. Yeah, I felt like my hamstrings were lagging and they needed to come up. So that's basically, and they are very involved in your deadlifts as well. So as I saw those are the two, I'd say, deadlift specific things that I made sure I did consistently. And as I did those consistently, my deadlift just went up. Because obviously one way to increase your deadlift is just increasing the deadlift frequency. But the deadlift can for some people be quite hard to recover from. That's why most people would only advise you do it one time, maximum probably like 2 times per week. That would be advice for most people. But with the deadlift, with the bent over row and the hamstring curl, you can perform these 2 to 3 times per week, no problem. So I'd usually do them once a week, but made sure that I'm doing them consistently. So yeah. Tip number 3 is to zone in. And what I mean by zone in is when you go through your lifts, make sure you're hyped, make sure you're in the zone, make sure you're just not like nonchalant, just like you need to get in the zone and be ready to lift. So the big difference, if I had been doing that from the beginning, in that beginning clip, I may have been able to do more for 8 reps. I probably would have been able to. So if I didn't psych myself up for that 160 kilo set, I would not have been able to do it for the same amount. I couldn't just casually walk to it and do it for the same amount. No, it wouldn't have worked out. So take a moment to think about something that's going to drive you to do that set. Maybe put on some music that's going to motivate you to do that set. And trust me, that itself can add pounds, kilos to your deadlift. So make sure you do that. Tip number 4 is technique. So in the 160 kilo and 350 pound deadlift, I looked at it and you can see there's not much wasted motion, and I try to keep my back as straight as possible. And not only will this decrease your chance of injury, which will limit your progress, it will also mean that in your lifts you want that to be as minimum wasted motion as possible. In terms of when you're doing anything sport related, you want all of your energy to be put into doing that movement. You don't want your arms to be going all over the place. You don't want any side to side motion in any kind of way. You just want to make sure that your back is straight and you're just going up and down, up and down. No, you don't need to explain like that. You literally just need to come up, come down, come up, come down. That's it. So yeah, that's a big tip. Finally, tip number 5 is stay consistent. if I'd have done that, I probably would have been here a couple months ago. But because some things are out of your control, but if possible, try to get in for every single workout. This will make sure that you're increasing steadily, and you're not having to, because sometimes when I was sick or I had time off from the gym, you have to take some time to kind of get back to where you were, or just try to make sure that you've maintained your amount of strength, because you want to be going like this. You don't want to be going like this, stop for a bit, maybe even go down and then try come back up and go like that. You're wasting time. You just want to be going like that. As I said, there are things that are out of control. If you get sick, that's out of your control. If you get injured, that's out of your control. But the times that you can come to the gym, come to the gym. So that's all my main tips for increasing your deadlift. And I guess you could apply this to any one of your lifts. These are quite general tips, but yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you can add more to your deadlift. If you haven't noticed already, the deadlift is probably my favorite move, because I think I'm pretty much built for it. I've got long arms, which doesn't serve me well on the bench press, but it does for the deadlift, because there's a shorter range of motion that you have to carry the bar. So yeah, hopefully I'm gonna try do a 1 rep max soon, probably in a week or so, and I want to see if I can hit 4 plates. I don't know if I can. I don't know, because I would need to do 20 more kilos. That would be from 8 reps to 1 rep. I don't know if that gap is 20 kilos from my 8 rep max to my 1 rep max. It's probably not, but you never know on the day. In the most recent workout, I wasn't able to get 8, but I think partly sleep deprived, and I don't know. I'd not done a deadlift workout the week before, so I guess you could say I was I was inconsistent, because yeah, sometimes it's hard with school and all of that, but you know, just gonna keep grinding, keep progressing, and make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay strong, peace out. Nah, bun that, fam. I do that every video, man. You know, I'm just gonna end it. You know, 3, 2, 1.